Hey everyone, it's attorney Bianca Jordan from BraceOnLegal.com. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Today's video is about a recent change that affects people with TPS. Specifically, it impacts people who entered the United States undocumented and then got TPS, and then maybe they married a US citizen and they wanted to adjust their status. So, for the benefit of the people that might not be familiar, in order to get a green card, you either have to go through consular processing, which means that you're going through a two-step process and you're doing an interview at your embassy overseas, or you can adjust your status, which means that you're getting your green card in the United States and it's a one-step process. In order to adjust your status, you first have to have come into the United States legally, which means that you either were admitted, inspected, or paroled at a US border and you were allowed to come into the United States. And then the person that is petitioning for you to get a green card has to be a US citizen, and it has to be either your US citizen spouse, child, or parent. You're not going to be able to adjust your status if the person petitioning for you is a sibling or a cousin or an aunt, for example. So the issue is that there are many people in the United States right now who have TPS, but maybe they came to the United States undocumented. Maybe they crossed the border, maybe, they snuck in somehow, they entered the United States without papers. And then something happened in their home country and the United States enabled them to get TPS. And then maybe, they met someone, maybe they met a US citizen, they fell in love and they got married, and now they want to adjust their status. However, they can't because even though they have TPS, they entered the United States undocumented. So those people aren't able to adjust their status unless they live in certain places. And I'm not going to cover that in this video just for the sake of simplicity. But those people were possibly able to obtain something called advanced parole, which is a travel document that enables you to leave the United States and come back to the United States. And when you're coming back to the United States with advanced parole, that is treated as if you're coming back to the United States legally. So back in August, which wasn't too far long ago, August 20th of this year, there was a court that decided that if you travel on advanced parole and come back, you basically are going to be treated as if you have the same status that you had before you got TPS. So for example, if you enter the United States undocumented and then you got TPS and then you travel on advanced parole, marry a US citizen, fall in love, and get married, they're not going to allow you to adjust your status because they're going to treat that re-entry with the advanced parole as if you're coming back in the same status as you had before. So they're treating you like you're coming back and you're still here undocumented, which means that you can't adjust your status. And this isn't going to be for everyone. So this new policy. USCIS actually adopted this case last week. And so effective August 20th, if you came to the United States undocumented and you have TPS and you're trying to travel on advanced parole to come back to the US legally, if you're doing so after August 20th of this year, they're not going to treat that entry as a legal entry. They're going to still treat it as if you are just leaving and coming back to, a status that's not, that you don't really have a status, that you are basically still here undocumented. But if you came here undocumented and then you got TPS and you traveled back and forth on advanced parole before August 20th of 2020, then you're fine. You're all set. You should be able to adjust your status. However, I would caution that there are so many different changes that are happening right now with TPS. We're still waiting on the Ramos decision, which will determine whether TPS for a bunch of countries continues on beyond January 4th of 2021. We've got lawyers in court that are fighting this new policy change. We've got differing states that, there are some states that count TPS as a status so that regardless of how you entered and how you got TPS, if you have TPS now and you live in one of these states, then you're fine. You can adjust your status. You don't have to travel on advanced parole. And then we have some states that are saying that TPS is not a status. And so we just have so much going on where, with people that have TPS that are trying to get a green card. So if you have TPS and you're trying to get a green card, it's definitely encouraged that you work with an immigration attorney, especially if you've been here undocumented, and especially if you've been here if you've ever been in immigration court, because you won't be able to get a green card without an attorney in some of those situations. I hope you found this video helpful. Please visit brazenlegal.com to learn more about me, my law firm, and how I can help you. And if you'd like to learn more about getting a green card in a challenging immigration climate such as this one, I'm hosting a free webinar next Tuesday, September 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to register for that free webinar, you can do so. I will drop the link to that in this video. Thanks so much for watching.